How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Impromptu video here. Need to take a shower, need to go to bed. But war was just waged. Donald Trump posting about a new successful attack on Iran. The U.S. has now entered the chat. They are fighting in this war for Israel's side, obviously. Let's talk about this. Obviously, this is not a political or religious channel or anything like that. So we will be talking about how this affects the crypto markets, how it affects the traditional markets, and all that. If you guys want to hit subscribe underneath the video, you can. That way you can see future updates. I'll give you my thoughts. There's also a link to the Telegram underneath the video as well. I have a new Telegram channel. It's just free. You don't have to do anything. You can just join, and then you get exclusive content. You get some stuff early. Like this, what I'm buying today. Would I buy Bitcoin over $100,000? Just posted that a few days ago. Also, if you want to trade, there are links to Bydfi. We'll talk about that later, though. As you can see, Donald Trump just said, we have completed our very successful attack on 3 nuclear sites in Iran, including Fordo, Natanz, and Esfahan. All planes are now outside of the Iran airspace. A full payload of bombs was dropped on the primary site, Fordo. All planes are safely on their way home. Congratulations to our great American warriors. This is not another military there's not another military in the world that could have done this. Now is the time for peace. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Then he gave a speech. He addressed the nation at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. He said the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's nuclear facilities are now totally obliterated, and Iran must make peace. He also stated, though, there are many targets left, and we will go after those if Iran doesn't give up. Now, there are people on both sides of the aisle. Obviously, some people are very excited about this, taking out a nuclear power. Some people cannot believe that Trump drove us into another war, or saying that, that's what's happened. I'm just going to talk about the Bitcoin side of it, the money side of it. Obviously, there's a lot of uncertainty over this war. There's uncertainty over tariffs. The only thing that's tradable is Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin fell down even before the announcement was made. So it was like someone knew something. And then we actually started to rebound. I made a video just, 2 hours ago saying we typically have bounced right around 100,000. And what do you know? We bounced all the way up to 103,000 right afterwards. So if you're on 3x, well, there you go. You made 10%. Again, there are links underneath the video for Bydfi in case you want to use leverage. If you use like 50x, you would have made 150%. So really insane return there. Of course, there could be uncertainty, right? We could see dips. Right? There's a lot of global uncertainty, macro fear, all that. And we don't know what Iran will do. Maybe they'll strike back. Maybe they'll give up. There's no way of knowing. What we do know is whenever there's another war, there's more money to be printed. There's more stimulus. There are more weapons. There's more everything, right? It's not like people go into austerity when there's war, right? They're not worried about spending money when their lives on the line / power / oil, all that kind of stuff. So what does well when there's extreme money printing? Hard assets, Bitcoin, real estate, even profitable companies, right? Of course, anything can happen short term. We can see fear. We could see the market sell off 10, 20, 30%. And anyone that says any different is stupid because we just saw that with tariffs recently. Anything can happen. We could fall 50%. Right? If there's another actual world war, we could fall more than that. Who knows? But if you're buying assets over the long term, if you're willing to buy for 40 years, whenever there's been a dip, it's typically been a good time to buy. Unless you think the U.S. is going to lose the war, in which case then some of the greatest companies in the world might be affected, right? Unless you think that's going to happen, well, you should probably be buying assets when there's uncertainty. Bitcoin has held up pretty strong so far, 102,000. Right, it had a dip. There's so many companies buying Bitcoin. Of course, we could see further dips, right? If we fall down into the 90,000 range, I'm not worried, Right, we were just at 75 a couple months ago. This I would see as more of a buying opportunity, a trading opportunity. Of course, if we break 74,000, some people will be calling for a bear market. But again, there are so many bullish things happening for Bitcoin. I'm not worried long term at all. Right? This, I think, will be a major event for the market. It's impossible to know how the market will open Monday. It's impossible to know what's going to happen tomorrow. But yeah, I would just stay long-term focused. Don't freak out. Stay level-headed. This is why it's nice to have some cash on the sidelines. In case you don't have that, that's why it's nice. Just so that you can keep your head on straight. If there are deals, great. You buy them, dollar cost average. But you're not trying to revenge trade or anything like that. You're not coming at the market from a place of scarcity. You don't have to make anything happen, right? Of course, I want to hear your thoughts on this underneath the video. Let's try to keep it as apolitical as possible. We don't really need the politics side, unless you think it affects crypto, right? And of course, politics and money are directly tied together. But yeah, it's impossible to know what's going to happen going forward. It's unfortunate because this does overshadow some of the good things happening for Bitcoin, like the Texas Strategic Bitcoin Reserve signed into law. That's big. I just talked about that in the last video, and actually I said that was the first time this has happened. I think New Hampshire's had it already. But yeah, we're going to see how this turns out here soon. Yeah, I appreciate you all watching. Of course, Bitcoin dominance hitting new highs. We're nearly at 66%. Great job to everyone that's invested in Bitcoin. Bitcoin's still done so well over the last couple of years. I don't think anyone's really regretting buying it. And again, when there's war like this, kind of reiterates why you want Bitcoin, even in the short term. If it falls down, you can't print more Bitcoin. You can't take real estate if your country gets bombed. You can't take your mowing business if your state's bombed or your area's bombed or anything like that, or there's war, right? But you can take your Bitcoin. You might dump a lot of money into real estate property or into a business or something like that, but at the end of the day, like I said, it's not able to be moved, right? Of course, do your own research. Thank you so much for watching. You can check out the link underneath the video to Bydfi. Just be careful out there. Make sure you have extra money for extra margin in case you need to add it. Yeah, I'm going to be trading. Even in times like this, I'm still going to be trading. You can check out the link underneath the video to Telegram too. I'll see you all in the next one.